Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and begin the EGR portion, EGR Delete. According to Truckmaster's video, he was explaining to take the resonator off first. So I capped mine off. I did a resonator delete as well as the PCV reroute. So what I'm going to do is, I'm trying to remember the video. I actually wrote it down. It's upstairs in the bedroom. Take out my intake tube. I could probably leave the intake there, but the tube has to come out. And then from there, I believe I have to remove the PCV, which is under there. Once I do that, I start unbolting those bolts. I take this zip tie off. And then there's one he said that he forgot about right there, I believe, somewhere around there. And also the tube, let's see, you can't see it until I remove the intake, but there's the tube that he disconnected. And yeah, so I'm gonna go all through that, do that, and then once I do that, I'm gonna go back there and start unbolting the cooler. But I think he removed this piece first, this bigger piece, and I'm gonna work on that. So I'll get started on that and pick back up. If I come across anything that's worth discussing or taking notes for, issues, anything like that, I'll come back on and show you what I ran into. Alright, so see ya. So I was using an adjustable wrench for my, I guess where the charge pipe's gonna go, and I was thinking it was an 8mm. I have no deep socket 8mm, so I figured might as well check what size it is. It's actually a 12. So I'll show you real quick if I can reach. Yeah, so right where my wrench is at, that's the upper portion of the EGR right here. I'm going to disconnect it from that pipe, and it's a 12. This is an LLY 2005 Duramax, so if you find yourself in my position, it's a 12mm. I'm pretty sure Truckmaster had said that in his video, I just don't recall. Alright, so I'm going to remove it. Probably just use this guy. Not bad, not bad. On YouTube, I've seen worse at like 100,000 miles. So I'll take the camera under the light and show you what mine looks like. It's actually not bad. I still want it out. So yeah, let's check this out. Alright, so the upper, shoot, I forget what this was. It's not the coolant, the EGR coolant, but the upper pipe. It's, let's see if we can get under the light. It's really not that bad. It's horrible, but I've seen this way clogged up. I've seen these holes way clogged up. This one is kind of clogged up, but wow, like I was expecting so much worse. But anyway, that's out. That was actually pretty easy. Really easy. minus all the distractions, that was like 10 minutes maybe. So now that I got that out, I guess I start working on the cooler side of the house. It's gonna get a little bit harder. I think these bolts are bigger than 12 millimeter. That upper charge pipe was all 12s. Pretty much. There's gaskets. Take these out. This is probably going to be my headache. I don't remember all what some of the guys I watched, what they unplugged. I kind of want to just leave it in place if I can. I know I take the connector off of the cooler, front side, the back side. It's at a weird angle. I got my pan down there, oil pan, and then a splash pan on the floor. I did not buy any coolant. I want to try to take this out as carefully as possible to not lose much coolant. I know I'm going to go buy some later, but yeah. Yeah, it's a 14. So LLY 05, I'm doing the front bolts of the EGR cooler and 14. The more nuts and bolts I take out, the more comfortable I get, and I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I was actually very intimidated by this mod, but as I go along, it's not that bad. It's just hard to work on this truck in this position. I think if I take my wallet out, it'll be easier. Oh, yeah. Much more comfortable. Alright, where am I at? So, 2 front bolts are out. Alright. So, if you want to be like me and not go buy coolant, and you're trying to do this as nicely and clean as possible, what I just did was I pulled off this coolant line. This is the one in my hand that goes to your firewall, and it connects to this piece right here of your EGR cooler system. So when I pulled it, yeah, of course it sprayed coolant everywhere, but when I pulled it, I put a bar stool cap. Well, from when I did the PCV reroute, I had 3 more of these bar stool caps. So what I did was I pulled it off of there, bar stool capped it, tightened it up, and it's holding all the coolant. I might have lost, I'm thinking I lost 3 ounces maybe at the very most. 3 ounces. So yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Got the drip pen down there, it caught it all. Pretty good, pretty good. So I got that disconnected. Now I'm gonna do the front one. The front one, Truckmaster, he just cut it with like a drywall knife. I'm gonna take mine off by the screw and probably prepare to bar stool cap that in as well. See what pressure comes out of that side. My truck is pretty much cooled down. It's not hot. The coolant came out, I could feel the warmth. It was lukewarm, so pretty cool. Yeah, I'll let you know how that one goes and show you if I have to bar stool cap it off, and then work on the rest of the bolts up front. I'm pretty sure I'm missing a lot, but if I got them all, then I go onto the back where I use my swivel ratchet that Truckmaster suggested, and yeah, be right back. Alright, so I got the front bolts out of the EGR cooler side of the house. All those were 15s. I think one was a 14. Let's see here. So right there. Those bolts, or those holes, had to take that one out. And there's none back here that I know of so far. Yeah, it's just the cooler tube, which I'm on right now. And just an FYI, the LLYs have 4 nuts and bolts back there. The top 2 were 14, but let's see if I can get in there. Right there. So you can see that one right here. So yeah, this top one's off, the other top one's off closest to the turbo. I got to get down where my finger's sticking out. There's one there. Well, yeah, okay, my finger's on it now. There's one here, and then there's another one beside it on the other side of the up pipe, whatever. But they're not 14s because I'm putting my socket on it and it's just spinning right around them. So I'm thinking they're 12s. They do feel a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna do that and then get back. All right, so I got the pipes, I got the nuts and bolts back there by the firewall off. Top ones were 14, bottom ones were 12. The one closest to the turbo, the bottom one, the 12 millimeter, is extremely hard to get to. So pull out your handy dandy ratchet wrench, and this was like, it was like throwing a toothpick into a Cadillac. It was all the room in the world. I don't know what toothpick in a Cadillac meant. Toothpick into a tunnel, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, it worked really well. So I'm gonna hold my light and my camera in one hand, pull this back, and go ahead and pull this out. Hopefully it doesn't make a mess. Let's get this bad boy out. Look, one-handed. Pulling this back, the wiring harness. I'm just gonna pull it back. I have all the room in the world in the LLY. I don't know if it was an LBZ, LB7 Truckmaster used, or a Truckmaster has, and it was a pain for him. I watched him. He had to pull this back. He had to lift the cooler tube up, go towards the firewall, and then come out. But it looks like if I just rest my wrist on the wiring harness, I can literally just, look at that, I'm just lifting it. Look at that. Alright, so let's see here. I'm out of the truck. Come over here. Put my light down. Bring this out here. Ah, damn. It's out. It is out of the truck. Let me turn the gorillas off. We're all turned up here with the gorillas. So I'll go back, get my light. It's caught on something. Okay, so another thing. I don't think my truck has a lift. I highly doubt it's a lift. I think it's just a leveling kit on this Duramax. It's still kind of tall. I mean, this is my chest. So what I got here is a step stool. I think it's from Ross. Really awesome step stool. Samsonite. And then I got this bar stool. So what I did was, in order to get those back bolts, I laid up here on my stomach with my feet against the wall. No footprints, a little bit. Feet against the wall. I was comfortable, and I had my arm, one arm going under the coolant tubes coming off the firewall, and my other arm was coming around the back side of the turbo. And my heat shields are still on. My downpipe and my turbo heat shields are still on. They're kind of in the way, but I got it. My suggestion for this is, for that part, is to just be comfortable and patience will get the EGR out very easily. Let's take a look. Pretty dirty. And then I guess this thing was filled with coolant. I don't know. Let's see if I can lift that up. Oh yeah, coolant's still in there. Let me see. I got the camera on a tripod, so how about I just do this? Put the tripod down. Alright. So that's what the inside looks like. Right there. EGR cooler. And it's out. I feel like I just graduated college. But we all know. We all know your mom goes to college, not this guy. Alright, so I'm gonna try to finish up this back plate. It's getting kinda late at night. I had to take a long break. But yeah, I'm gonna do this back plate. I'll let you know what size it was. I think I told you it was 12 and 13, but it was actually 13, and I think it's 13 and 14 instead of 12 and 13. So I'm gonna finish it up, tighten it up, and I'll let you know what sizes it was. I'll let you see it where it's at right now. So that's what it looks like right now. That's the back plate. It's the top ones are tightened up. I ended up having to use the 13, so I'm thinking the bottoms are 14s, or maybe they're 13 as well. I don't know. I'm gonna try to use the socket wrench. If it doesn't work, then I'm gonna use the ratchet wrenches. And yeah, I'm gonna tighten that up. And then, as soon as that's done, I'm gonna go up and remove this hose. I have to remove this hose and put that blue hose on. So yeah, I'm gonna do that next. And then, after I do the hose off the firewall, I'll do the charge pipe. Hook the charge pipe up, and we'll be done. So, hey. Alright, so I got the back plate all tightened up, torqued as hard as I could. Well, not really. I was kind of uncomfortable, but yep, all those bolts are pretty much tight. Now I'm gonna do this line right here. See if I can get a shot of it. So this right here, take it off the firewall. I'm gonna actually set it up. So I'm gonna do this end first. Let's see here. It's actually back here. So this piece right here, I'm gonna take this off and put the blue cable, put that blue pipe tubing on here, tighten it up. Then I'm gonna go to this and remove it because I'm sure there's gonna be coolant. And the reason I'm gonna go that way is to alleviate losing any more coolant. Alright, so here's the piece that I'm trying to get the blue aftermarket EGR Delete coolant tube on. It's a pain in the ass to get this cap, that off right there because it's facing down, so you can't really get to it. So I just took it off. I'm gonna remove this hose, put on the blue hose, then I'm gonna reinstall it and then run the blue hose to the firewall. So that's what I'm doing right now. Alright, so blue cable's on. I'm going to reinstall this into the engine. Alright, now I'm going to go to the firewall. Alright, I got it out. Alright, so this came off the firewall. There's a little bit of coolant in it, but remember the bar stool capped it off. I got the blue hose is on. I just need to loosen up the clamp, slide it in all the way and tighten it up. Truckmaster, shout out again. He mentioned that is plastic coming off the firewall, so be careful, be very gentle. Taking this off, I was gentle. I just moved the clamp back, and then I kind of slowly wiggled it. So now I'm going to clamp it, but I'm going to be very gentle and very careful. Coolant tube is on, and then it goes down right there. So now it's the charge pipe right there. We'll do charge pipe now. Alright, there we go. I laid 2 beads. I'm pretty sure maybe I don't need to do this since the O-ring's there, but hey, safe, play safe. Got that on. So let's go put this on. Actually, you know what? You're supposed to let this sit. So I'm gonna let that sit. Alright, so it's been about 25 minutes for the RTV sitting on there on the charge pipe. So I went ahead and wiped, kind of tried to clean the turbo up a little bit. Turbo's kind of clean. And then I went ahead and wiped that down. It's pretty clean. So I'm gonna go ahead and set, take 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the charge pipe on there and get it routed before the RTV gets too dry. And yeah, so I'll be right back. Alright, so EGR Delete is complete. Got the tube on, got the charge tube on. I'll show you a little in depth. So here we got the charge tube hooked up, all my bolts lined up. The big shiny one right there, 15. This was a 15. This was a 12. They matched up. This one was a 12, matched up. And the one under there, right here, was torque T40. My T40 tightened it up really good. You can see some of the RTV coming out, kind of tightened it up real good. So T40, 12, 12, and a 15, and all of my holes matched up, and then this matched up. So I don't think anybody in their videos say how they matched them up, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. You have to be absolutely patient and put it in the charge tube first, hook it up to the boot with the band clamp or whatever, V-band. Put it in here first, all the way past the white line. Past this white line, seat it all the way as far as you can. Then you snug this up. Then you come back over here, get that 12 on, barely. Get that on, the T40. this is going to be hard, but once you get these on there threaded, you pull back as hard as you can, and those line up. I did the 15 first, and then I did the 12 millimeter. I got those threaded, then I went back over here, tighten that up, back over here, tighten that up, back over here, tighten that up, and then I went all the way around again. So they're all super tight. It's not moving at all. I'm shaking as hard as I can. So turbo's wiped down, but yeah, the EGR Delete is complete. Back plate back there. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. 4 bolts. There were 12 or actually 13 or 14. I can't remember. But everything's tightened up as tight as possible. This connector doesn't get reconnected. I'll tape it off. And I don't know the thing about this. I have to watch Truckmaster again. He mentioned something about there's a hack so the engine code doesn't throw. I don't have EFI Live. I just have Edge Juice with Attitude. So I'm gonna have an check engine light, but I'm gonna research more about the hack in this wiring harness to get it to where I'm not running that engine light anymore. So anybody has any intel on that, drop it in the comments. But other than that, I'll be looking on the net for that and on the forums. So yeah, getting in here in this wiring harness to do the hack, so I don't have an engine code since I don't have my EGR anymore. Or I can just save up money and get an EFI Live, which I'm planning on doing next year. But yeah, so I'm gonna end this video so I can do the other video, which is gonna be the mouthpiece. Turbo mouthpiece will go on, and that'll be a separate video. So thanks for watching this one. It is probably gonna be very long after I edit it, but it took a long time. I don't even want to tell you how long it took. But I took a lot of breaks. 3 kids, you know. My wife wanted to do some shopping today, so it's only best I got to do my shopping. I have to let her do her shopping. So took a few breaks, watched the kids, played with the kids. So yeah, it took a while, but hey, it's the weekend, and this is the whole reason I did all this, was get all the parts I needed, knock it on the weekend. Tomorrow I'll probably do the fuel injector cleaner. If not, I'll do it next weekend. So yeah, stay tuned for the next video, which is the turbo mouthpiece. Thanks for watching. Comment, thumbs up, subscribe please. Alright, thanks. Bye.